Ish. Oh wow, that's loud in my ear. Alright, so hello everyone, welcome to the stream. I'm going to continue with the coloring. The main bit that actually needs to be done is for clothing, and then for skin. Those are basically the only two bits here that really need color, but everything else is actually just going to require a very aggressive amount of night shadow and night lighting go over the top, and then that's basically everything is done. So the parts here are basically all oriented towards making sure that the body and the head, well, basically the body, the clothing, have some semblance of shape. That is kind of what we are gearing up for here. The question right now is, well, I actually want to put a nightshade over the top before doing anything else. Realistically, I think using something like this color, which we can just grab from here, and just plopping it over the top as a shadow on every single piece that exists, apart from maybe the halo. How do they do the halo over here? Can you see the halo in this? Is it darker as well? The halo, yeah, it's kind of glowing and also got the shadow over the top, which is definitely a take. So I might consider something like that a little bit. Alright, let us put a nightshade over the top of everything. For the most part, I believe it could pretty effectively just go over the top of literally everything here. In a pretty aggressive way. Also not being overly aggressive at the same time. Maybe about there, we'll try about there. Okay. I just want to go like over the top completely. I actually want to like shave off a bit as it gets closer to the light. Whoop. Whoop. I just do. What the heck did I just do? How did I do that? That's not what I was trying to do. Am I fat fingering a key? What am I doing? I feel like if I do something like this, I'm gonna do it over the whole thing all at once. Okay, I think the smarter way to do this is if I go... like a so. We're just going to plop this down over this whole bit. I put this in... It's not in folder, right? Yeah. Then maybe shave off the bits that I need for the actual moonlight. be pretty gentle with it as we come down to here on the side, I think. I'm gonna have to manipulate some of these pieces more individually, but as a grand broad way of striking this in, I think this is okay. Actually deciding if this is too dark or not. I think this will depend on what the light is like coming in from the back. Okay, so for now we'll do something like this. That makes it significantly darker. Oh wait, did I not? How did I completely miss this area? Huh? Oh. Oh dear. Really deciding if that's too dark or not. Also, the layers are being a little bit annoying, but I think I can deal with that. Okay, let's just go through and add this layer to everything. I'm gonna do a little bit of cleanup, but I have had some problems with overlaying layers like this in the past, so I am actually gonna go through and do a bit of cleanup this time, rather than just leaving it. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Bum, 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 bum. But that can wait for a moment. Next, what we probably want to do is add a bit of light that hits each piece. How individually does this need to be done? It really doesn't need to be that individual, does it? I could literally just have it hit the whole thing. Let us go with Moonlight. So what kind of light is Moonlight? Is it like a pale blue, or is it... Do I actually want a bit of a yellow light coming in? So once again, we kind of want the light hitting a couple of very specific spots pretty aggressively. Pretty much all the spots that we kind of left before. Alright, so for now we'll do this. Then we'll actually go through and clean this up a bit, because right now it's actually very overlayered, so... We're gonna go ahead and invert all of these parts to clean out all the bits we don't need. Bum, 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 bum. And this just reduces the chance of there being a mistake later. You know, it's a little annoying to clean up. This is much quicker than doing each individual piece one by one, a bit largely. Oh, doesn't matter. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so that makes it so that there's no longer any giant pieces along the whole thing. I've been able to see a little bit behind my head, but originally every single piece, you kind of see here, these very long pieces have this very long nightshade layer. Before I had like the whole tentacles worth of her hair coming down. But now what I want to do... Is there a way I can bring her shoulder forward and the braid backwards? The side? How much of it actually needs to go behind her head? I don't want to bring her shoulder forward. Alright, let's just go through each of these pieces individually, decide if I need more here. Oh. Oh, right. How did that happen? Is that... What is that being caused by? What the heck is that being caused by? Hold up. Oh, it's because the invert. That's real annoying. Alright. How do I deal with that? Because the invert doesn't bring the selection out far enough. That is really stupid, but whatever. I'll find a way to see if I can fix it. Otherwise, there might just be a lot of floating layers later, and it's just kind of inconvenient to deal with. Or whatever. I'll figure it out. Okay, so I think with these top pieces, it should be largely fine. The which pieces? Oh, here we go. I'm gonna add a little bit to the tip here. Oh, the tip here. Not against here. Then we want to go into here. We want to shape a little bit off here. And then add a little bit of light coming in right through here. What are you? What are you? I think you're an okay spot here, right? Let's shape a whole bunch off of here. Oh, here. Add some light right there. Where are we here? We'll shape a little bit off, like right underneath here, and we'll add a bit of moonlight into here. Shape a little bit off of here, right on the edge here, and just add a little bit of light on. Let's go over to the back bit of the hair now. Why are you not making this 45%? Alright, so for now we'll go a 1, a 2, a 3. Get this out of here. Turn, where's top of here? Oh boy. Should collapse all these folders. I think for these pieces we actually want more, because the light would be hitting directly behind it. Then we're gonna shave off a little bit of this. Especially along the edges here, because the light will be hitting right against it. But we want a pretty aggressive amount of contrast. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. See how that feels once stuff is in front of it again. Bum, 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 bum. Hmm. This needs to be like less intense. Hmm. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, what do I want to do with you? I feel like with the skin, I should want to go a bit lighter, don't I? About there? Yeah, these will be more shadows, but that should probably be done with purple color. Hmm. Bup, 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 bum. I can live with this, I think. Alright, let's just put the color over the top here. It just needs to be more shadows. I think once there's more shadows, this will be not completely insane. I need a shadow literally in the eye area too. Bum, 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 bum. Hmm. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Should that be a little bit onto her cheek, right? Is that the wrong color? Was it just too much of it? I feel like I need a different color in general here. Hmm. Bum, bup, 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 bum, bup, Um. Bup, 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 bum. What? Nope, wrong button. Bup, 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 bum. Bup, 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 bum, bup, 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 bum. Hmm. Bup, 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 bum. I want like a little bit of a color drop here. Hmm. Bup, 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 bum, bup, bum, bup, bup, bum. There's not a bit where I might actually just consider doing the whole body in one, isn't it? Bup, 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 bum, bup, 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 bum. Bup, bup, bum, bup, bum, bup, bup, bum. Bup, 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 bum, bup, 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 bum. Hmm. Do the body first. It should be like just a tad darker on the body, shouldn't it? Bup, 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 bum, bup, 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 bum. Bup, bup, bum, bup, bup, bum, bup, bum. Bum 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 bum. You need like a little bit of light to cut through to like here. Hum. Bum 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 bum. Right against the stomach. I just look extra weird because I'm doing like one piece at a time. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Hum. Pup, 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 Hmm. Why don't you make this like darker? Pup, 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 It could be more light hitting, wouldn't it? Alright, let's miss with the swing now. What's actually happening here is like... Hmm... Hmm... This thing's pretty flat, so honestly I don't need to do a whole lot to this, do I? Maybe a shave a little tiny bit off the edges here. Pup, 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 Hmm... Pup, pup, um... How is this gonna work? Hum. A little bit of shaping off on the edges. These things are probably going to be moving. The shading is probably even more awkward on these things. Too much. Might be too much. Turn this down. Alright, you. Where's the color layer here? Oh, right at the bottom. Alright, let's stand up. Ba, ba, bum, ba, la, ba, bum, ba, bum. Ba, 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 la, ba, 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 bum, ba, ba, bum. Ba, ba, bum, ba, ba, bum. Hum. Ba, 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 bum, ba, ba, bum. I like a little bit like around the edge here. Alright, let's just see what kind of monstrosity I've created at this point. Alright, there really needs to be a background at this point, because otherwise it's a little horrific. Bum, ba, bum, ba, 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 bum, ba, ba, bum. Bum, ba, 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 bum, ba, 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 bum. Ba, ba, la, ba, bum, ba, bum. Alright, give me a color from not you, but you. Okay! The ruler! Right, the ruler! Turn that off. Ba, ba, bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Do I have a background right now? I think I do, right? Oh, that actually looks way less insane once the background's in there. Give me this color, paint that. Then we're going to change the line color a little bit to be more orange. Oh, they didn't even fill it all the way properly. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Actually amazing how much less insane this looks now. Alright, now how does water need to work? Um... Hmm... It literally needs to be like a look around like this, or does every piece just need its like own water layer? Is that even gonna work if I do it like that? Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Hmm. Does the actual gradient need to be higher up? And Okay, the question is now how do I deal with water? Bum, 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 bum. Hum, hum, hum. Um. Ba, 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 bum. Ba, 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 bum. So how is this gonna work? Where's the um. Bum, ba, bum, ba, 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 bum. Hmm. Ba, 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 bum, ba, ba, bum. Ba, ba, bum. Hmm. Ba, 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 bum, ba, bum. Hmm. Um. What is the best way to deal with this? You just really need to draw a line across here and just be like, fill up to a spot. Or does this layer literally just need to encompass here? Hmm. Do I really need to have a separate water layer for everything? That's gonna be annoying. How will this go? If each layer has its own water in... Hmm. If it goes Uh, hmm. Up, 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 um. Up, 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 I think we just walk off for a bit and have a think about this. Alright, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to need to open a big file, so just to start off, because I do need to work out exactly how I need to do the water here. Alright, so first up, let me just dig back out. Where did I put it? I do have like a couple of spots where this is actually relevant in the other slightly underwater scene I've done. I'm just gonna check through it. Okay, so how did I end up doing this? Where's the water? That's the first question. So I have waterline ripples, right sleeve water. How'd this work? Oh, that's just literally the water against the thing. Did I actually have a water layer here, or that waterline? What was this? What is this? I can't move this. Wait. Oh, this was literally just a line to get the water in there. What was this? Wait a minute, is my water fake on this? I think that's how I ended up doing it. I think the water is fake. Where's background? Do I have a foreground here? Whoop, I'll do that. Also, sunlight, no. So waterline, water. Okay, so there's a water layer that's like below everything, but I think the water that's actually up against the body is like fake. It's like a separate layer that's like designed for every single layer. This is okay, shadows. This was just for body shadows. The sand. I don't know what texture that is. Some darker spots. Okay, the sand itself. Oh yeah, my water's like super fake. That's so funny. In that case, you literally just need this like final layer. All right, where's the waterline I actually need to go up to then? Pup, 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 Oh, right, okay. Hmm. Pup, 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 Hmm. I'll actually do the water against the body. What's this mask doing? What is this mask doing? Was it making it transparent? Hmm. I love how all the water's like super fake. Uh. Pup, 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 So each piece is just gonna need its individual water piece. That's how this is gonna let it go. Technically, the legs can do maybe all in one if the legs aren't gonna move at all, but. Pup, 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 pup. Alright, what brush should I use for this? There's some weird hatching brush. It feels like some weird hatching brush. Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum. Ba, 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 bum, ba, bum. How big is this? This is tiny. Not that. How the heck did I do that? What is that? What? What? It's not a texture. I'm pretty sure that's a brush. That looks like a brush. How did I do that? Well, I actually use these. What the? Where is water again? The final bit of water. We'll look at that again. Probably should do this in a way where the line is straight. Bum, ba, ba, bum, ba, bum. Ba, ba, bum, ba, bum. Ba, ba, bum, ba, 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 bum. Ba, ba, bum, ba, 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 bum, ba, bum. Ba, 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 Okay, now I need fake bits of water on everything. Especially like her legs and her hair. The prime bits. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. The houses have to go. Bum, 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 bum. Hum, hum, hum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, what's the best way to do this? Hmm. Up, um. Bup, 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 bum. Let's see if do it this way. bum, bum. What? They actually needed to be just like hard white. Not working on the second leg. I'm still not working on the second leg. Like the glow's not as extreme on the back leg, it's just because there's more shit covering it. Bum. Hmm. Definitely glowing like way too much. Just need a way to like kind of get the edge of the water, isn't it? Maybe something closer to that. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Hum, hum, hum. Bum, 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 bum. What do I want to do here? This one's kind of like actually floating a bit more than it. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, let's just collapse you. These pieces kind of floating a bit more than the others, though. I feel like a little bit on a tip here. Bum, 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 bum. I think I only want a little bit on this one. Bum, 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 bum. I could get rid of these at this point, or should I move them to a different folder? Put these into a different folder so they're out of the way. Bum, 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 bum. I think this will look better once it's not in this glorious folder state, but alright, now how the heck do I deal waves? Does it just have to move in a way? Hmm. Hmm. How to deal with waves? Bum, bum, bum. Hmm. Bum, 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 bum. How to do report? I just should do shadows now, right? Basically. Do any of the shadows need to move? Well, I just need to do all the shadows on the water layer. Actually, it should just be the full body shadow, shouldn't it? Um, um, um. Bup, 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 bup. Here go. Ah. Ooh. Wait, do I need to reverse it? Ooh. How the heck does this oval work? Oh, I need to reverse it, right? What? Bup, 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 bum. How do I feel about this? Bum, 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 bum. Hum, hum, hum. Bum, 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 bum. I need to make a more aggressive waterline. Bum, 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 bum. Hum. Ba, 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 bum. Ba, 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 bum, ba, la, ba, bum. Hum. Ba, 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 bum, ba, 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 bum. Ba, 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 bum, ba, bum, ba, bum. There's stars? Some kind. Oh, time to look for a star brush. Ba, 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 bum, ba, ba, bum. Alright, time to look for some assets. See if we can find a starry night brush. Alright, and first up, let's see if any of these free assets that are being promoted to be a fun. Cabedon. Fine. Ooh. Ba, bum, ba. Hello there, how you doing? I am currently looking for a starry night kind of brush. Or at least some kind of brush that requires me to not actually draw stars. Oh, there is one. Glorious. Let's have a look at what this is. Brush size, okay. Oh wow, actually just create stars. That's actually... Ooh. Oh, this is fancy. Okay, let's download that. Oh right, I need to log in. I do apologize that nothing will be happening on screen for a while I go through Clip Studio and look for a bunch of assets. I would like some of these star brushes to make my life easier. Sprinkles, effect brush, twinkle. Galactic Group Brush. That's a interesting one there. Glitter Star Brush. That's a really big star. Hey, you know what? Let's just grab this and I'll work out what to do with it later. It's free. Starry Sky or Galaxy. Star Falling. Those stars have a line hanging on the ceiling somehow. Oh, let me just change this to free assets because I don't want to pay for things I might not use. I don't know if I can get refunds. Space Brush. Try that. Polaris. Okay, we'll just wait for those to download for a moment. Just for reference, we're kind of just staring at this right now. We'll just let that run for a little bit. But anyways, I think the illustration itself, which is currently at this, is more or less kind of at the point where it can start being squashed down to facilitate motion. One thing is that I think I actually want to move the clouds backwards and maybe make the moon a bit glowier, work on the environment parts a little bit. This is what, move the night gradient up and then glow the moon out. But either way, let's just continue waiting for this. I'll eventually finish. Alright, they're kind of reaching the by now, so let us switch back over. Alright, let's have a look at these things. These are some interesting looking brushes here. Okay, let me just make a new folder for this. Create, no, add. Let me just add these. Oh, wait, no, let me add one. These are brushes, right? Yeah, these are brushes. Do that. Okay, then I need to move this. How do I make a new one here? Okay, star brush, and then we want to add subtool. 1, 2, you. Alright, let's just see what these end up doing. Alright, so what we have here. Starry Night Brush, Single Cross, Sunny Cross, Snow Cross. Snow Cross might be good here. And Cross. I have no idea what any of those mean, but we're going to try them. Well, that's aggressive. That's a lot. That's probably too much. What's this? So the thing on this is I could actually use like color burns and stuff to change the effect. Oh, wait. Well, that's interesting. Got it. Oh. Ah. Interesting. Ooh. I'm making a lot of random noises, but this is actually quite interesting. That could be actually quite good, right? To add a lot of detail. It's just that if I'm going to do stars like this, it feels a little bit weird for me to do the clouds in the very stylized style. With just like the ovals. Hmm. Okay, what happens if I remove the clouds here? um Okay, let's rename this stylized. Hum. Hmm. Ba, 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 bum, ba, ba, bum. Okay, what happens if I go with less stylized clouds? Well, I do have some cloud brushes that I've been using for absolutely everything. That ain't it. Ba, 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 bum. Want this to be below. Yeah. Ba, 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 bum, ba, bum. Ba, ba, bum, ba, 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 bum, ba, bum. Ba, bum, ba, 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 bum, ba, bum. I need to just figure out how to do waves now at this point, right? If the waves actually need to move, then that's a bigger problem. If they do not need to move, then that's actually less of a problem. Ba, ba. Uh-huh. I want to include some things that will Hmm. Maybe we'll add some particles this time. Particles. This is me not wanting to figure out how waves work. The very shitty waves I did last time I did water really did not move very much. There's like these tiny ass ripples that just like radiated away from a still body. What's this? Okay, so this is a 8-point star. This is a 6-point star. So Sunny Cross is 8 points. Snow Cross is 6 points, and Cross. What is a cross? Is cross is just 4 points. Hilarious. What's a single cross? Is this just no? This is hmm. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Hmm. Let's just have a couple of these roll around the screen. You know, it'd be nice if there was a 5-point, 5-point star. Hmm. Ba, 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 la, ba, bum, ba, ba. Ha hum. Ba, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum. Um. So if these could just like move along and just like roll, how effective is it if I try and squash this in? Ha hum. Pa, 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 bum, pa, bum. You know what? I'm just gonna make a whole bunch of these. We'll just go 6-point star. We'll make a do the 8-point. And we'll make a 4-point, and then we'll just keep these as separate layers, and I'll use them if I figure out how to incorporate them in a nice way. Alright, then let's make a bubble. Anything else? Okay, let's mess up our line colors now. I think I will want to move away from the very black lines and go with dark blue ones. Okay, what do I need to do to her? Well, actually, we need to go with brown here. Use a purple here. Um, Bum, bum. Is the blue helping here? Not really, right? Hmm. What are you doing? Where's the neck gone? Wrong layer. All right, get that out there. Alright, let's go like this. Anyways, welcome to the stream. Working through pretty much just final stuff at this point. Seeing how all of this feels once everything is in. Use a lot of purples here, I think. Probably the most appropriate. Do I want the shadow to be along this edge a bit more? Bum, 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 bum. Okay, let's go. Maybe turn it down a bit more. Maybe turn a lot of these down a lot more. That's more subtle. You can still kind of see it even if it's subtle. Where's the neck? that's not the neck. There's the neck. Oh, did I do this down the hole? What is this then? Nothing here. Ah, jeez. Alright. Okay, no. You. Cut. No. Invert. Cut. Invert. Cut. That's a sleeve. Just shave this down a bit more. It's not as distinct where that starts. There's a bit underneath. You. Not you. You. Okay, that's a bit. Okay, let's just turn those particles off because they're just kind of floating and looking insane. I'll figure out a use for them, maybe. Alright, how's that look? Is that good to squash down? Actually, looks a lot better than I was expecting it to turn out at this point. Don't know if I'm going to use the very stylized cloud at this point. I think we can still use the very stylized moon, which is by stylized I mean it's a giant floating light bulb in the sky. We could add a little bit of texture to it, maybe. Let me see if I can figure this out. We go like this, and then just go like brown. And if I go into here, I believe, where is it? A ground brush here. I just go like this. Nope. Need a different brush for this. Something like that. Turn this down a little bit more. Ooh. Something like that. Okay, so let's go over all of the pieces sitting here right now so that we could just make sure everything's in place. Okay, halo. It is glowing. And they are separate and floating. Just do a checklist. So, do we still need this night overlay? Not really, right? What happens if we change this over to an overlay instead? Oh, oh, oh! That is not actually that bad. It makes this seem incredibly blue, but it's not terrible. Okay, that is a consideration. That exists. Hair. Now stretches into the water and then floats against the water at the end. Doesn't feel completely insane. Okay. Not changing the line colors or anything here in the end. I think we're gonna actually just keep the black color. You can actually use the overlay over the top to change the the line color a little bit. The long bits of hair, they have fake water in front of them. The same way I did it in a daytime ocean kind of scene. We're doing the same thing here where there's a fake bit of water on them and a fake bit of foam around here. Or just on top of the piece. But each individual piece has its own fake bit of water attached to it now. That kind of melts into the whole, whatchamacallit, blue overlay that's on top of the sand at this point. I was thinking whether to like try and like imprint a footprint into the ground, but I also don't really have a good idea of how to do that. And I don't know if I need to change the way the shadow is angled so that it tries to encompass more hair. Right now the shadow is completely independent to the hair. It's basically more like this top half of her body is where the shadow is being projected from, where it's more of a block in down here where there should be gaps in the shadow. Clothing. All of her Haori has the pattern on it. It's got the gradient down the bottom. It's got petals running all the way up. The cloud or wave pattern's only on the bottom. So I think that is okay. Now I'm projecting the shadow like not particularly well, just like a square right now. And though based on where the moon is in the sky against her, the shadow itself should actually be angled a little bit more. I didn't want to overcomplicate it because I don't really know the best way to deal with shadows when there's so many different pieces that should be projecting its own shadow. Sleeve is detached, so it can swing around. The inside of the sleeve has its own darker shadow. Haori is separated into two parts. Okay. Eye is all separated. Got to keep that probably all separated. There's blue nightshade over all of the parts here. Do I need to add a bit to her eyelid? That should be fine. We're not moving the mouth, so the mouth is just one piece with the head. Do I need to clear the lines here a little bit? No. It looks a little bit weird, but you don't need a cleanup here. Still a bit of that. Whoa, what the? How'd I do that? I actually don't know how I did that. And give me color from here, right into here. I feel like the paint bucket really fucked with me a lot here. I feel like a lot of my layers didn't fill all the way in. Is it one of those like free for a certain amount of time thing, or are they actually just, it's like, was it the actual publisher just putting the whole thing on YouTube? Body. Actually, should I do something with the iris line? Where's the iris? Eyeball, iris. I already changed the line here. We missed that. That should be fine. Do I want to gray out her color? Oh, the YouTube movies. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Do I want to change the line color a little bit here so there's more gray? Hmm. I need to increase this. No. Maybe a little bit. Head should be fine. Body. At this point, I think all of the body parts I was careful enough that they should be okay. And these things kind of need to squeeze a little bit and swing a little bit. That should be fine. These in bits can swing independently. Let us narrow this line a little bit. It was not just aggressively thick. Bit like a so. The line here probably isn't as big of a problem, but we'll thin that out a little bit too. Okay, then this and bikini bottom. Okay. We need to add more shape to bikini bottom. Not really, right? It's just the side of her body. Upper body, lower body. It's basically not moving, so the feels okay. The extra bit of purple does help with the shape a little bit. Yeah, it does help with the shape a little bit there. I feel okay with the body entirely. The hair back is a bit I'm not too sure about because I made it so that these pieces are actually getting more light in the front bits. You kind of see at the back that like every single piece is like being hit by a pretty significant level of light. I think what I need to do here is actually remove the light as it reaches the water line, which is like about here. Oop. Here should just like not have as much light hitting it. And maybe actually just increase the amount of shade hitting here. That the hair just dips into the water and it gets very dark. Okay, I don't know how to do waves. I don't have a good idea of a good way to do the waves that wouldn't be ridiculous, because it requires a bunch of not fully opaque parts to move around, and that flips weirdly at different points because it just has to hit different parts of her and kind of like split. I think what's probably more effective is similar to what I did over here, which was I grabbed the ground bits and made them wiggle. Because the wiggling the ground makes it look like the water, or like the water you're looking through on top of it, is actually moving. That's probably the better way to go about it at this exact stage, along with the fact that the hair will be like sitting in the water a little bit. I end up not making a bunch of shadows because I don't have a good idea of how to overlap a bunch of shadows. But should the shape of the shadow itself be changed to be more triangular? Sure. So I have the stylized clouds. I don't know if I'll use them at this point. The clouds here look fine. They're purposely made a little bit see-through because I did add a starry night texture. So we do have a starry night working. I don't know if it's going to work correctly because it is an overlay. Might have merged this down. I think that is fine. Okay, I think that is the full checklist. Even add a little bit of cheese texture to the moon, so you get to have the good old floating cheese in the sky, as people really like. Anything else I really need to mess with here? Okay, I think that actually is more or less it for the art portion. So very much done within a week. Probably a bit faster of I didn't stretch weirdly yesterday because ended up cutting the stream short from back pains. Ain't nothing like getting old like back pains. This is really the beautiful point where I'm just really staring at just deciding if it's okay or not. I mean, it was like back pains where it didn't actually immobilize me in terms of pain levels. It really gives you a bit of stinging pain every time you twist your body slightly and reminds you that it's there and that you fucked up a couple hours ago. Well, it was actually quite a lot of hours because I hurt myself around noon and I was feeling it while I was streaming, and I don't start streaming until 8 p.m. and I end up finishing at 10 p.m. So, you know, it was a good like 10-hour. Oh, it was more than 10 hours because I still felt it when I went to sleep. So it was like when I woke up, it was gone. So it was pretty much a half a day's worth of back pains, which were not painful enough to immobilize me, but annoying enough to remind me that I kind of hurt my back a little bit earlier in the day, which is probably the worst kind of back pains, honestly. We're gonna go over to you, and we're going to shave down the moonlight here. Just below the ear so that we don't have as much light coming like directly in on the ear. Have the moonlight coming in over the top of it. I think that's fine. I think the worst bit of my back pains yesterday was it turns out that not being able to comfortably twist your body to wipe your butt after taking a dump is probably the worst bit. Like, wow, this is actually incredibly inconvenient. Okay, I don't think there's much else to do at this point, and we've got about 15 minutes left, so I think we'll just finish up here. I'll go ahead and squash this down. I'm still gonna go with not working on this off stream time, but I think I will do the flattening down off stream because that's just kind of boring. I'm just highlighting a bunch of layers and pressing Shift Alt E repeatedly, which I don't think is the most exciting thing to watch. So I'll get that done into a PSD, and then we'll move on to the live 2D portion next week, and we might actually be done with this very quickly, which is good because this was supposed to be the super downscale from last time. Last time was the super upscale, where it was very overscaled. This time it is very underscaled purposely, and then maybe next time we can get something beautifully in the middle, which we can squeeze into 4 weeks. For reference, the target for this one was 3 weeks. Alright, so anyways, thank you very much for watching today's session of coloring. We have actually a pretty good night scene that I am actually somewhat happy with, even just as an illustration. That we remove the overflow border, actually looks pretty damn nice. As much as some of the clouds and stars are really just in there in a way where they should be moving more, you can kind of see a border of a color here, which is supposed to be more lighting, but just ignore the fact it's a seam there. But either way, we'll move on to the modeling next time, and then we'll get the looping animation worked on after that. It is only going to be a looping animation. It's not going to be a separate entry animation as well. Maybe we'll have time. I'll add a bit more to it, but that is the plan. So if you want to see more of things I do, be subscribed or following, depending on where you're watching from. Leave a like because that helps me out, and see you again next time.